Talked about this the other day. CR10 Smart. Someone commented on YouTube the other day, said, it's not that smart. I said, it's in the name. Let's see. I'll put it together and I'll tell you. So I've done other build videos where I go through the whole build process. I'm not going to bother with this one. This is, from what I've looked at, from what I've seen online, pretty easy to put together. So, one sec. Greetings guys, Dave here, DCPFX. We're gonna put this together. Let me just go, we'll rewind and we'll get it started. So, that didn't take long. Here it is out of the box. Let me just give you a quick zoom in on the pieces. So, bed, gantry, various parts. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put it together and then show you some setup on it. So, together now, it doesn't take a whole lot. There's 2 screws here, 2 screws here, and then you've got to put on your braces. There's a short one at the top and a long one at the bottom. It's in the manual. Put a washer on the bottom. And then it's a matter of hooking up connectors. Connectors here, there. As far as I'm going to get today, I'll come back tomorrow and do some more work on it. It's getting to the end of the day and I want to go home. So, easy to assemble. Next step is setting up this, make sure there's enough play on the extruder head, and then turning it on and leveling and go from there. One thing you're going to find when you get this printer is you're going to find this piece here, just sort of sitting on its own, and there's nothing in the documentation about it. Well, I looked online and found a video, and this is a guide for the filament from the sensor into the extruder. So there you go. So here we are, day 2. Got it all set up and good to go. I went to turn it on. Nope. Power into the back. Turn the switch on. There's a switch back here. Turn it on. Lights up. Then there's a button here. Right on this side here. Nope. So I reached out to my friends at Mac Solutions and so I had to do this. Well, I found a small problem. It wasn't turning on. Well, here's the thing. Before in the past I've said about making sure you have a switch to the right voltage. Well, that's this one as well. But guess where the voltage switch is? Right in there. So if you get this printer and it doesn't turn on, guess what you need to do? So now that's done, I can do this. And it turns on. There's a nice little touchscreen here, and it gives you a few things to peel off. Whatever. Also, the bed has a layer of plastic on it that needs to be peeled off as well. So there you go. Now this is, as I say, a smart printer. This is much like the Anycubic Viper. This says that it auto levels. So you would go through the touchpad here and you would do a level. So leveling is quite simple. Just basically level and auto leveling and start. And it's going to go through the paces and it's going to go through each of these steps. Now it will take a while to do all this. So I'll let it do it. What it does ahead of time, that's why it hasn't started yet, is it takes it up to 120 first. So it's going to take the whole system, the nozzle, up to 120 and then bring it down and start probing the bed. We'll see how that works out. So I brought the camera down a little bit closer. You can see it in operation. So we're already at 0.6, so I guess we're at, we're going to now 7. So we're getting that level going. It's only been a couple minutes, so I've seen some reviews online saying, the leveling takes forever. Well, it's almost halfway done. It's only been a couple minutes. So that's something I expect to be doing all the time. Now, one thing I did see about this, which is interesting, the cabling. It's really interesting. It just sort of hangs here. This here just sort of hangs out there, and this just sort of hangs here. I can think of better ways to have that come together. Other things I thought interesting is the touchscreen is nice. I like the touchscreen. It's in color. Well, some colors anyway. When I first got it open, I thought, that's weird, there's no tools. I wonder. I just had tools left over from my the Ender 7, so I just used those. And I'm looking at this later on. What do we have here? Well, that's interesting. A kindergarten-sized pair of clippers, but I don't use the clippers much anyway. And then all the various tools I need, including the card reader, which I've got lots of these. And the card is in here, as well as a cleaning piece for getting through your nozzles, and then your various tools you need, extra pieces and whatnot. It did come with an extra tube, PETG tube, so that had that as well, and it just slides in and just sits nicely. Now I've got it set up this way, and if you can tell, it's overhanging. This is a very long printer. It's got a really long, I guess, carry through it. So I'm going to have to set this up sideways on my bench. My benches are only 23.5 inches deep, so I'll have to turn it sideways to make it work. So I'm just going to let it finish the leveling, and then I'll turn it sideways. It's just not going to look as good if I'm doing a video for you to see it working if it's sideways. But all in all, the setup was easy, other than the fact I had to take the bottom off in order to get to the power supply to change the switch. I assume this is just one that was sent to me that was directly from China, and it hadn't been sent from North America. So you may have to do that. It's a pain, but it's only 14 screws, so it's not so bad. But it's something to be aware of. So if you get it plugged in and you've got power, it's like, nope, nothing going on, to check to make sure that it's not switched over. Well, I'll check to make sure that it is switched over for you for 115 for the use in North America. So at this point now that the bed apparently looks like it's level, less than 10 minutes, more like about 5. I'm going to print something on the card and see what it comes up as. They did send me in the box. It looks like they even have maybe a quarter of a kilogram of white filament. I have other filament. I've got the purple. I've got some PETG. I've got some other stuff in here I'll try it out with. But that's the Smart. Also, I will set up the Wi-Fi on it and see how that works. So I can do some prints and I'll get some more things going on and I'll come back. So here we are printing. Now, it was interesting. They give you the card and it's got 5 folders in it. So, you know, here's a setup video and here's this and here's the software, not for Mac, Windows only. You have to download it from their site for Mac. Here's this, here's that. Here are the models. Okay, plug it in. What models? You have to take them from the model folder and put them at the root of the card. So basically move them back a directory. Anyway, it comes with about 10 models. You've got, I'm printing now, Eevee. Now I don't know what any of these things are. I have no idea. I assume Eevee is a Pokemon Eevee, which is my favorite Pokemon. I have tons of Jolteons and Flareons and all these other ones. That's not anything close to the point, but that's what it says. I'll see. There's no pictures. There's no anything. I guess I could throw them into the slicer to see what they are, but that's something I didn't do. You've got a dragon, which I'm sure is a Chinese dragon. You've got other things. And once I'm done printing this Eevee, I will do a Banshee and see how it goes. I've seen some reviews, one of them saying, I'm not sure they can call this smart. It's not that smart. Okay, opinion. And he said lots of stringing. So we'll see what happens with this. So far it's going well. The skirt didn't really do much of anything. I think it still was still getting filament through. When I first threaded it through, I didn't thread it through all the way. So yeah. So plugging away at it, it's doing something. I will come back a little later with a follow-up. Here we are, 4.5 hours later. Eevee's just about done. I will say this about this printer. They do say that it's a quiet printer. And yes, the stepper motors are quiet, but the fans are not. So, yeah, you don't hear all that whining and grumbling. Like on the Ender, as I said before, all the noise coming off it. It was a very noisy machine just because of the way that it was, the top was set. Very, very noisy. Even the stepper motors were quite noisy because of how fast it was going. The steppers are really nice. They're really quiet. But like I say, the fans are the fans. So this is almost done. I'll come back to you in a little while when it's done. I'm at 91%. I'm just doing the tips of the ears now. It will be done very soon. Okay, first print done. Just shy of 5 hours to print Evie. A little stringing between the ears, but to be expected. This is basically, I took the Creality slicer and I just said, add this printer. I didn't make any changes. I didn't change my retraction settings, and it's just give me a stock printer setup, and it did. In fact, I'll take that back. This is definitely the file that they sent, so I didn't do anything to this. So there are a few things that I will fix in the Creality software, but it's beautiful. It's really nice. This is, you know, as I said, my favorite Pokemon. So in the end, there's a couple things about this which I'm scratching on. To turn it on, turn the power on in the back, like I said, and then hit a switch here. Turn it off. Go to the back. What? Why is it switching the side then? Weird. I did set up on my phone. I did set the Creality Cloud app up, and it was pretty painless. I haven't sent anything to it yet because I was printing an Eevee for 5 hours. I will try that out next and see where that goes. In the end, so far, it's good. It's good. As I've said, I like Creality printers, and I have seen some people say it's not that smart. Well, I don't have a problem with it yet. The touchscreen is nice. I wish, much like on a lot of the resin printers out there, you get to see what you're going to print. So on some of the Anycubics I use, and actually even the Creality resin printer I used, it said, here's what you're printing. With this, it's just like, we'll send the file. And that's what I'm seeing here with the Ender 7 as well. It's just you have to know what your file is. If you have, I'm not sure what it is, you better take it back in your slicer and see what the file is, and just to double check what you've got, because it doesn't give any feedback. But, you know, they're just touchscreens. They're nothing, they're not like video displays or anything like that. It's a good printer so far. It prints well. I didn't have any problems with getting it leveled. It leveled itself. I have also seen some complaints that said, you know, it doesn't level itself. So what's the point of having auto leveling? Didn't have a problem with that. And the bed is nice. It's the glass, the texture glass. So we'll see how that goes with subsequent printing. I've got a few more files I'll throw at it. Like I said before, I have a certain set of files I throw at it. So I'll do a Benchy, and I'll do a COM, and I'll do some things that I'll print out and see how it works out. But in the end, as it's basically an unboxing, easy to assemble, very easy to assemble. This was what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws, and then the 14 to take the back off or the bottom off in order to change the switch to the right setting for this area. But you know, it is what it is. It's made for worldwide, and it's only North America has 115. So what can you do? So that is basically the unboxing and first print from the CR10 Smart. I'll be doing more reviews on this and on the Ender 7. I wanted to show this off because it showed up, and I want to have a video to show people. So that's it for today. Hope everyone's having a great day, and we'll talk to you all later.